All right. Okay. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Wings up.
Happy Wednesday.
Wings
Wings
Happy
up.
up.
Wings up.
Wednesday.
Hey, wings up.
I was having technical issues. It was Malik's day the other day, so today was my turn, Malik. I couldn't get my video to play either, brother. I hope everyone's doing well today. Listen, I am excited about today's training. Once again, welcome all of our new global compliance agent, our GCAs to our team and our family. I am hoping you guys are liking what you're seeing so far. You've been doing a little research and studying outside of what we've been discussing, and you're finding more and more out about these Whimper and Submerge programs. So, but welcome to the team again, guys. We do have some new faces on here today that's been recently added and joined our team, and welcome all of you all that's new to the team that we didn't get a chance to recognize before. Now, you guys know this is our third session of training for the new compliance agents. We've already covered the basics on the 16th of just kind of like welcoming everyone to the team, and just really giving the gist of the program. Then we went over the CRM with our COOG, Gerald. We talked about the CRM and the phone system, and how that's going to play out. And of course, there's going to be more training on that as well. And today I was going to cover some actual sales training today, but I switched gears a little bit because I think I want to talk about some of the just some of the basics with the Submerge and the wellness program. So we're going to dig into that a little bit today. So hopefully you guys have your writing pads and your note taking and all of that good stuff, because we're going to dig into what the actual plan is, and just giving you a good overview and an understanding on how to even explain it when you're talking with your clients. Okay, so once again, welcome to tonight's call. We're going to be dealing with Submerge and the Whimper. And let me just, for clarification purposes, not to throw a monkey wrench in it, this name, the Whimper and the Submerge, by compliance, is changing. It's going to be more of a concierge type program. So we're going to go over that with you later. But as of right now, we're going to continue to call it Submerge and the Whimper program. However, that name is going to be changing and that within the next week or so because of compliance, not us. Compliance is actually changing the name of it. Okay, so. But for right now, so you can understand, it's just going to be a combination of both. It's actually a better program with the new compliance and how they're structuring it. It's the same thing, but we're going to talk about Whimper and Submerge so you can have at least have a historical, I guess, overview of this, so you can know where it came from, how it works, how to explain it, things of that nature. So. All right, so Whimper versus Submerge, understanding the workplace wellness. What if I told you that there's a way to increase your take-home pay for your employees and reduce your company's payroll taxes, all without changing anyone's salary or benefits? So that's a rhetorical question, of course, but that's a question that you can pose to your potential clients or these businesses, C-level executives or the contacts that you'll be speaking with when you're trying to figure out what is it that, how do you break the ice and, to get your program in front of them. One of the things you could say to them is simply, what if I told you there's a way for me to increase your take-home pay for your employees and reduce your company's payroll taxes, all without changing anyone's salary or benefits. Okay, that's a good lead in and a good way to introduce the Submert and Wellness Plan to them. So now, when you think of the whimper, just think of it as a gateway. It's the workplace incentive medical plan, for employee retention. Okay, it's the workplace incentive medical plan for employee retention. Okay, so this plan was designed to help the retention rate because companies were losing employees for a number of reasons: being out of work, sick, not having the proper health care, and to deal with some of the conditions that they have. So they created a cafeteria plan to add additional benefits that could take care of some of the things that the traditional medical benefits didn't take care of, such as mental health, what do you call it? Disability or accidental death, or daycare assistance, stuff like that. These are some of the things that employees dealt with that wasn't covered in their regular coverage. So those were supplemental coverages. So the Whimper program uses the 125 of the IRS code known as the cafeteria plan. That cafeteria plan gives them a list of benefits and supplemental benefits for them to choose from. So the ones that I just mentioned, okay, a couple, that's just to name a few. So this particular program gave these companies that option, and it allowed employees to pay for eligible medical benefits or expenses with these pre-tax dollars. So the thought process was basically, if we could save you money, and eliminate the taxes that you're paying on those benefits, we could take that savings and allocate those savings to allowing your employees to pick from the cafeteria or from the menu of additional supplemental plans. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, what that meant for the employees, it means that employees now save money on out-of-pocket healthcare costs, and employees get to save money on their payroll taxes. And this is where we're coming in at. This is where we come in and we teach these companies and show these companies not a medical plan benefit, but we show a tax strategy. These are tax strategies. Yes, we do. Yes, there's health benefits. Yes, there's coverage, and there's different plans that they can choose from. And you can talk to them about those things, and all those things are true. But this is a tax strategy that's going to allow them to benefit from these FICA tax savings, from the food tax savings and the SUDA tax savings, right? So that means that the employees save money on all out-of-pocket healthcare costs, and the employees save money on all payroll taxes. Okay, so FICA, FUTA, and SUTA. So FICA is Federal Insurance Contribution Act. That's what FICA stands for. It stands for the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. Now, what the FICA does is, FICA actually it funds the Social Security and Medicare programs. So both employees and employees contribute. Okay, and they contribute. So there's a breakdown on percentages that you get for each one of these each one of these areas that the employees pay into. So employees pay about 6.2% of Social Security taxes, 1.4% of Medicare. Okay, so they put a total of 7.6% that they're put out just on FICA taxes alone. So whatever that number is, FICA taxes, they're putting out about 7.65% just on FICA. Has nothing to do with FUTA, has nothing to do with and the SUTA. FUTA is the Federal Unemployment Tax Act, and SUTA is State Unemployment Tax Act. So it has nothing to do with the federal unemployment or the state unemployment. So employers are putting out money for employees for their Social Security. They're paying taxes on that. They're putting out 1.5% of that. They're contributing 1.45% toward Medicare. So it comes out to about a total of 7.65%. So if you can eliminate that 7.65% and put that back into their bottom line, it puts the company back into a positive cash flow position. Even with the FUTA, the Federal Unemployment Tax Act, that purpose is to fund federal unemployment. Okay, who pays for that? The employee pays for that. Employers pay for that, and they typically pay about 6.6% on the first 7,000 on the employee's wages. They pay about 6% on the first 7,000 of every employee's wages. Okay. So if they can eliminate the 6%, if they can eliminate the 7.65%, and then you can eliminate the SUTAs, the State Unemployment Tax Act, the percentages that's going toward that, then you're actually putting back into the company's bottom line anywhere from $500 to $800 per employee every year. Does that make sense? You're putting back in with all of these tax deductions that they would get applied. Once again, they don't know that this program exists, so they can eliminate what they're paying. They can eliminate that 7.65%. They can eliminate that 6%, and we can use those tax deductions now to act as a savings, to put money back to their bottom line, and to give them the ability to pick from, or give the employers the ability to pick from the cafeteria plan addition to get additional supplemental benefits. Because just like they're going to be eliminating the portion of contribution that they're paying, the employee also is being is being eliminated as well. So it's a good thing for the employee as well. But so when the employee has to take theirs and they have to then use their savings on the menu, on what they're choosing to pick for their family. Okay, that's why there's no net cost. They don't have to pay anything extra because we went in and applied the FICA tax credits. Now that savings is allowing them to pick and use that savings to pick from further to get further additional supplemental coverage. Now, if the employee decides that they don't want any additional coverage, what happens is that savings would just go back into their check. So then they would just get a boost on their check. Okay, so it's still a win-win for them. Okay, so the why. So, we're talking about hidden payroll, it being a hidden payroll tax burden. Most companies don't know that they're overpaying in payroll taxes right now. They don't know this. Okay. For every 100,000 in employee wages, based on that 7.65%, you're paying $76.50 in FICA taxes. That's just FICA taxes. It's only FICA taxes. It has nothing to do with federal, has nothing to do with state, has nothing to do with any of that. Just FICA taxes alone, you're paying 7.65%. Now multiply that across the entire payroll. So with the Whimper program, what it allows you to do is to shift a portion of the employee's compensation into a pre-tax wellness benefits, which reduces the FICA burden. It reduces that FICA obligation, okay? And this is the angle that we're coming in as global compliance agents to show the companies how they can apply these strategies so they can shift these tax burdens and increase their bottom line and increase their retention ratio because they now have better insurance. Because 87%, according to statistics, 87% of uh, employers or employees, I'm sorry, stay at their companies and their jobs that they don't really like for the sake of benefits. Okay, so think about it. A lot of people stay at their job and say, "Hey, I can't quit this job. My insurance is tied to this. My medical, all of those things." So they stay at jobs that they don't like for the sake of benefits. So that's 87% of the people. So now, if you can increase those benefits and allow these employees to experience having Fortune 500 level type benefits. Now these companies are now competitive. They're now being able to be competitive in the workspace to bigger companies. They're able to be competitive in the sense of now they can offer the same type of benefits that some of these larger organizations can offer, and it's not costing them anything at no net cost. So these companies are overpaying in payroll taxes right now and have no idea that they are. Why? Because it's not showing up on their P&Ls. It doesn't show up on the P&Ls. Okay, so most CFOs and C-level executives, they're looking at their numbers by way of their P&Ls, their financial reports. Well, because these tax strategies and these FICA taxes have been hidden inside of a bill, a lot of these companies and CPAs and accountants don't know that these FICA tax credits even exist. So now the Whimper was the initial program that was around. It started the workplace wellness and the wellness program started about 1978, and it grew out throughout the years. But around 2010, the SUMMERT, which is the self-insured medical expense reimbursement program, came into effect. This came into effect under the Obamacare Act. Okay. And this was designed to tap into the IRS code section 105, 106, 2, and 213. And what it did, it allowed, and also 125 as well, but it allows employees to now employers to reimburse employees for medical expenses tax-free while taking the full business deduction. Okay, remember, this is not health insurance, it's a tax strategy. This is a strategic supplemental medical benefit plan designed to optimize tax efficiency and increase employee value. So the self-insured medical expense reimbursement is an add-on to the Whimper to make the program that much better. Because now, not only are you able to get those tax deductions for the Whimper, you're now able to get more deductions under the SUMMERT as well, reimbursement deductions. Okay. So now when the employees go to the doctor and they have to pay co-pays, they don't have to pay that anymore. Some of those insurance policies make you have a end of the year contribution. You don't have that anymore. those type of things. So these type of things are reimbursed, stuff that the insurance company didn't pay. It would be reimbursed to you. So remember, a lot of this is under the new plan is going to be changed. Okay, it will be changed because it's going to be all inclusive. It's going to be all inclusive, but just so you can understand the breakdown on how this is working, you'll see this even it's going to make more sense to you when we go through the new plan because it's going to incorporate the two of these. Give me 1 second, guys. Make you let me make you co-host. Okay, there you go. Okay, so second. Okay, so the submerge taps into section 105. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do a training on what 105, 106, and 213 actually is. Okay. 105 is the IRS section 105 is a medical expense reimbursement plan. What the 105 does is that 105 covers it allows employers to reimburse employees and their dependents for qualified medical expenses on a tax-free basis. Okay. Who benefits from this? The reimbursements are not taxable to the employee. Employees can deduct the reimbursement as a as a business expense. So this is the reimbursement. The 105 IRS section 105 is a medical expense reimbursement plan. 106 is just the exclusion of the employer provided health coverage. So RS 106 is the exclusion of the employer provided health coverage. So that allows employees to exclude the value of employee paid health insurance premiums. Section 213 defines is the definition of it covers what does it cover? It covers qualified medical expenses. So it covers things like doctor visits, prescription drugs. It covers things like vision and dental, okay? Certain things like that. So it'll cover all of those things. So those are the things that the submerge taps into. So keep in mind, this is a combination of the both that's going to be combined. So not only are these companies are getting these tax deductions, these employees are getting a lot of benefits where they're not having to pay anything basically. Okay, in terms of co-pays, in terms of doctor visits, deductibles, anything for their prescriptions, mental health care, they don't have to pay any of that. Okay, so here's how it works, guys. The way that the submerge works is your company implements a compliant wellness plan through Wimper. These companies have to have what's called an updated 125 certificate. It's going to be an updated 125 IRS 125 certificate or certification. So that's one of the good things. So when you're speaking with these companies, they may say, well, I already have a wellness program. Well, have you updated your 125 certification? Okay. And most of the times they have not. And that's when you can get a copy of their payroll agenda just by doing that. Okay. So they have to keep it updated. They have to keep it compliant if they do have one. But we will implement these companies will implement a compliance wellness plan through this Wimper program. Employees participate in a health risk assessment and opt in and use pre-tax dollars for opt-out pocket medical costs. So employees participate in a health risk assessment and opt in to use pre-tax dollars for opt-out medical costs. So instead of them using money out of their pocket, they're going to use pre-tax dollars to pay for these assessments and pay for these programs that they need to participate in. instead of coming out of their pocket. So through Semper, the company reimburses the qualified expenses. So the results is this: employees get to keep more of their pay, employees reduce taxable payroll, and the IRS now is happy because why? You're following the rules. And that's one of the things that you want to stress to your clients is that they need to follow the rules, the IRS guidance. Okay. You want to make sure that the IRS is happy because these FICA tax credits need to be applied. They're just sitting. And you want to make sure that the company is compliant. So the IRS will be happy. You want to make sure that they're compliant with IRS 125 section code. They need to be compliant with IRS the IRS code 106, IRS code 105, and 213D. And those are the things that you're going to be talking to them about. Okay. So we're going to talk about those things in detail. So the real numbers, here's the bottom line impact. The bottom line impact say that you have 100 employees, each contributes 1,200 per year into the wellness program. That's $120,000 shifting into pre-tax benefits because now they're no longer having to pay that. Okay, so you and the employee just saved roughly $9,180 in FICA tax credits. That's just in 1 year. And remember, this is just FICA I'm talking about, okay? There's additional, so you're trying to do the math, it's not gonna add up to the 500 or 800 because there's additional credits. The 106, the 105, the 213, this is just FICA. The FUTA, the FUTA, which is the federal and the state credits, those have to be added. All right, and then in some states, not all, the unemployment, you can save up to almost up to 50% in some states on that unemployment. So compliance and protection. Listen, these programs are built directly from the IRS codes. They follow ERISA, the DOL, the DIAL, and the HIPAA guidelines. Okay. All documents are audit ready. In fact, companies that don't use Section 125 properly are actually leaving money on the table. Employee benefits, the hidden raise. This is what this is. It's the hidden raise. For employees, this feels like a raise without you increasing payroll. Why? Because they can use pre-tax funds for things like copays. They can use pre-tax funds for things like dental and vision care. They can use pre-tax funds for prescriptions and mental health care services. Okay, they save on the taxes, they keep more money, and they value the benefit package more than ever. This is a win-win, guys. Why now? The market shift. See, post-COVID, healthcare costs have skyrocketed. Talent is harder to retain, you guys know that, and margins are a lot tighter. So this is the moment to innovate your benefit strategies. Companies using Wimper and Merck are positioning themselves as smarter, linear, and more employee-focused type companies. COVID taught us a good lesson. You couldn't go out to go see the doctor, so a lot of telemed services were used. And so companies saw that a lot of situations, a lot of diagnoses, and a lot of prescriptions being filled, and a lot of things medically was able to happen for their employees and people just by telemed and not going into an actual hospital or actual urgent care. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just pick up your phone or get on your computer and talk to the doctor right on the screen and, and get your diagnosis, get your prescription sent over and things of that nature. I mean, this is a added benefit. So post-COVID, they've learned that not only the healthcare costs go up, but talent is harder to retain. People were figuring that, working from home was a better option. They were feeling they was understanding that having things like telemed was a better option. Okay, so these companies will be more receptive to hearing this now, post COVID, than ever. So here's a case study. One of our clients, a regional manufacturer with 220 employees, implemented both programs in the first 12 months. They saved over $85,000 in employee taxes. Their employee retention increased by 18%, and HR reported a 50% increase in benefit satisfaction. Okay, this is not theory, this is real. All right, so here's the kicker. There's zero net cost to implement this, okay? This is what you want to remember when you're speaking with your clients. This is zero net cost to implement this program. The tax savings pay for the plan. The tax savings pays for the plan, okay? There's no cost out of their pocket. So if there's companies, if you're speaking with a CEO or CFO or HR leader, you know, we're going to make things easy for them. We're going to make sure that they have full compliance documentation. We're going to make sure that they have easy employee onboarding. We're going to make sure that ongoing reporting and support is happening for them. Okay. So all you need is about 20 to 30 minutes to explore this with them. So we'll make sure that they're not having any issues with onboarding, and they're not having any issues with getting their reporting and support system. They're going to have access to that system. Okay. I know this is a lot of information. I'm just kind of going through this right now. So these programs are legal, proven, and powerful. They reduce taxes and increase employee take-home pay. They cost your company nothing out of pocket to implement. It's just things that you can state to the customers. These programs are legal, proven, and powerful. They reduce taxes and increase employee take-home pay. They cost your company nothing out of pocket to implement. Okay. So, go back to my notes. Sorry. So, as a compliance agent, your job is simple. Your job is to make sure that these companies, okay, that these companies are simply compliant. That's it. They're simply compliant. They're simply operating in compliance with the IRS. All right, so we're going to talk a lot about these different section codes and different areas where they need to be compliant in. And as a benefit, they're going to get additional medical coverage for their employees. But we want to go in from a compliance standpoint and talk to these clients or talk to these customers about implementing these tax credits. Just implementing these tax credits. Okay, because if they implement them, they're going to save a lot of money. Think about these companies that have 100 employees, 1,000 employees, 10,000 employees. They're leaving money on the table. So these are hidden. This is a hidden gem for them. What questions do you all have so far?
I have a question.
Sure.
So after we go through everything, we explain it, they want to get on board. How do we start onboarding? Like, what are all the steps and the process for that?
Okay, so there's an enrolling system. Okay, you guys haven't had the training on the enrollment system yet.
Okay. So it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming, right? We're
Okay.
just kind of get like little baby steps right now.
Okay.
There's an enrollment system that everyone will have access to, and G can talk about that in a minute. But everyone will have access to, and you will be able to go in and enroll your client. It'll give the quote. It'll give you a quote for the client. It'll print out a forensics report for them. Okay.
Okay.
So, they'll know exactly what they're saving. They'll know exactly what benefits additional benefits that they will be getting, but you have not gotten to that training yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Isn't there a
I'll
Zoom
jump.
call we set them up for?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just gonna jump in there. Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, Pete.
basically, yeah, no, that's fine. We haven't made it to this far in the training, but essentially, you're trying to get them to a Zoom call, basically, the decision maker to a Zoom call. From there, we will kind of go into more detail on the program. Obviously, they'll say yes because you're not selling anything. And we'll get their payroll information. So that would be the next step, would be to get their payroll reports, right? With that payroll report, you'll upload that to the quote system. It'll automatically populate everything for you, basically based on that payroll information, which will then send a quote out to the employer. They'll see what they can save, like Mo mentioned. And then at the employee level, the employees will get emails that'll have them pick between like 3 different plans, depending on what benefits they want. And that'll be the onboarding. So then we will on the back end work with their payroll company or the person that handles payroll in order to facilitate the decrease in their costs, as well as the employee benefits, and that's how we get paid as well. And then that's it. So there's a little bit of a process, but we'll be going through that. But I think initially the idea is that you just want to get them to the Zoom call. You want to first get to a decision maker, right? Because if you're just talking to someone, a receptionist or something like that, they can't make a decision. So you want to get to the decision maker, and then you want to get them on a Zoom call after you pitch the benefits, right? And then from there, we'll break it down. And if you let Mo do it, he'll close it.
Okay. So it's going to be like myself and then somebody else in the call with the decision maker.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
yeah.
You may have
Absolutely,
multiple people on the call with you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think Mo, I made a joke about Mo closing it if you let him, but we're going to be, for lack of a better word, hand holding it, at first, because, you don't want to get into a Zoom call with a decision maker, and, especially if you're new
Right.
and not, so I wouldn't be too nervous about that. I would just really just want to get them into the call. So that's really what we're going to be heavily training on, is getting to the decision maker, being able to pitch the benefits enough to get them on a call. And then from there, you'll be on the call. So, I mean, it's just a matter of a few calls before you feel comfortable, right?
Okay.
Kind of all the same info.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I was also going to ask something, and similar to what Xenia said. So the process, because I was trying to understand this, is essentially we're going to make I mean, you've given us all the factual information about the actual SIMPA and, making sure that we understand that. But essentially what we need to do is to be able to make these calls to these decision makers, set up an appointment in a Zoom call, and then just go straight ahead with somebody on the call who will handle those objections and everything else, until at some stage where we know that, and then perhaps we will be able to take the call on ourselves. Is that how it works?
Correct. That's
Okay.
correct. That's
Okay.
correct. And
Okay.
but we want to make sure that you all are prepared even now to handle the objections in the preliminary stages, even just
Yeah.
reaching out. You know what I mean? The basic stages. So, these trainings that we're going through right now is really just to get you familiar with some of the terms and hearing what this could be, because it's a lot of learning. Okay. So once again, I say that not to discourage you, but to know that, this is like G just said, it's going to be an ongoing process.
Hmm.
ongoing growth process of, you getting acclimated and understanding how the process works and being able just to hold your own.
I
Okay.
do have one other question, which is
Sure.
also, is this similar in some ways to AFLAC?
I
No.
don't know.
When I say
No.
that, when I say that, when you work in a company, they give you an option to have additional benefits and everything else what you pay for. But
Oh,
in this
Oh,
instance, you don't pay anything.
right. Well, yeah, I guess in that sense, yes. Yes,
Okay, that's
going
great.
to be
That's great.
additional benefits. Yeah, you'll be able to go in and see all the different. I mean, when we get to that part of the system, you'll see exactly. It'll make sense to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you could describe it as free Affleck. I mean, if you really
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I
right?
was thinking is just because
Yeah.
I've used
If
it
you-
before and it's been beneficial. It was really one of the selling points for a number of people to join an organization and be able to take those additional benefits on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, that's a great thing.
Yeah. And it's
yeah,
at no net cost though now.
Yeah.
yeah. No cost.
So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
This is Trudy, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but I've been traveling all day and my phone is about to go dead.
Hey,
But
Trudy.
I want to try to join you guys for as much of it as I could. I'm gonna try to plug my phone in, and if I can get back on before you guys go. Otherwise, Malik, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, Trudy, we'll have the recording available as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Bye.
I thought Damien had his hand up. Didn't I see that?
Yeah, Damon, you had a question?
Yeah, I did, but Anthony kind of tapped into it and then you kind of answered it, Mo. Um, how could I say all the acronyms, the FUTA, SUTA,
Yeah.
FICA, and all these different codes. He basically asked the same thing that I was going to ask. Um, do you want us to be breaking all of that down, or is it what is his name? Eric Scannell? It's I thought it would be like a soft pass. We try to set up the Zoom, and then we soft pass it to Eric, and he breaks all of that stuff down.
Well,
But you also said you also want us to do that later on,
yeah.
eventually.
Well, so here's the thing that those things that I'm going over with you with the FUTA and SUTA, this is mainly for your understanding and you being able to understand what it is exactly that you are selling. So if you had to explain it, you can tell them, not only are you saving on FICA tax credits, but you're also saving on your federal and your state
Right,
contributions as well.
right.
Okay, so this is just me giving you the a overview of
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it is, and so you'll understand when you see those terms. You're not saying, "Hey, what's FUTA? What's SUDA?
Yeah.
What's these
You're
things?"
arming us with the knowledge and
I'm armed
information.
with that
So just
knowledge.
in case, like you said, if
Exactly.
there's a question, I could back it up,
Exactly. You can back it up.
No
Correct.
stuttering.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
For
but
the
then
most,
Yeah,
eventually we're going to be doing our own, like eventually,
correct.
It's nice to have that help now, but eventually, like I want to close all of my own deals.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
We prefer that. But once again, there's a lot of training you got to do on the system.
Yeah. Okay.
Understand that, there's so much more training before you can do that on your own. And
I
but
understand.
that's what
Okay.
we're here for.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the acronyms and things like that, I would just absorb that information. It may not even come up in a question, but I think with a program like this, the ones that are really going to excel are the ones that have a mastery in it outside of even what might be pitched.
Correct.
It's like if
Correct.
you go to a mechanic, right? I mean, you could probably watch a video to how to do something and just follow those steps, but if you have a mastery of how things work, even outside of what you're trying to repair or what you're trying to do, those are the individuals that, when they're being talking to a customer, you can tell, you can tell the difference. And
Your education level, your knowledge base, it's going to come out.
yeah.
It'll come out
So,
in conversation.
something that'll come with time too. So,
Absolutely.
right.
And just, one of the things that I do also, guys, is when we're not on these calls and I'm in my office, I listen to a lot of videos and I do a lot of looking up of this information. You got to study outside of even these trainings. You got to add to that, okay? So, and also look at some of the videos on our channel. Once again, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel because there is videos on there about the whimper, the submerge, the calculations. A lot of our training stuff is on there. So go to G2 Global Network on YouTube, okay? And not only are we putting the videos inside of the the Discord and sending out emails on it, but it's on YouTube as well.
I just had a quick question.
Sure.
So I'm starting to understand the flow and the process and everything. But there is going to be like training resources and materials that we'll have like issued and whatnot that we'll be able to refer to as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. You'll be getting training resources on everything that we train on, so you'll get handouts.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
We have sales scripts, handouts. I didn't really want to say sales script. It's really not a sales pitch at all. I mean, you're not really selling anything, right?
Not.
Conversation
no-
starters.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Like you're not
There's-
selling anything, you're giving it away of anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Client
no
savings.
real product. Yeah, savings.
Yeah.
Damien.
Good word.
Yeah. I guess one of the most popular things people say when you present something to them and they don't have time, well, can you send me some information on it? How to respond? Send them to the website, send them to YouTube, or I mean, personally, I don't want to send them anywhere. Might not get a call back, but how would you respond to that?
Well, in the CRM, there's going to be a drop down, right, G, that you can just click on and, send them information from the CRM. Okay. So, we'll go through that with that training. But you can
Gotcha.
also, send them the website. But the CRM will
Yeah.
have all of that in there for you. You'll have the templates for your email to send out, to ask questions. It'll have information, say, hey, I'm looking for information. You'll be able to go right to a drop down, click send, and it'll send them out information.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, CRM has, let me see what they're calling it real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to get to it real quick. So you have these like snippets where you can just send out kind of template email responses. I briefly showed one the other day. But then also too, we have a media storage on there and it'll be kind of sectioned off into folders. So you'll be able to access handouts and different media resources directly there. Obviously, like you said, you don't want to send them anywhere, but at the same time, it's not going to be, and it isn't uncommon for them to say, hey, let me look at something. The biggest hurdle here, the biggest objection will be to get them to understand what this is, right? Too good to be true. What is this? Right? Because people get called all the time, decision makers. Hey, do you want to switch your merchant services? Anyone in here who owns a business knows or has owned a business knows you get these calls all the time. So it's like, how do you differentiate yourself so you're not sounding like a salesperson, which is where the compliance piece comes in. And Mo could touch on this as well. And then what is this exactly? So I don't think it will be that uncommon for them to ask for material, and the key here will be follow up, right? Again, because you're not selling anything, that second call isn't really like, hey, it's me bugging you again, trying to get your money. More of a like, hey, did you check it out? Now you have a little bit more understanding. Hey, if you want some extra understanding, let me get you on this Zoom. It's, it'll take you 10 minutes and, set up a Zoom, and then they really get in there and we can, close the deal.
Cool.
What about the website, the 125 month
Yes.
that we have? What about that?
Yeah, you can give them that. You can give them that website as well. I mean, you can give them the website, but give them the website. Yeah, you can do that. But the CRM is going to have, like, once again, it'll have a drop down where you can send, and it'll tell you whether or not they open it up or not, right, G?
Yeah, it'll let you know if they've opened it. It'll give you some feedback there
Right.
if they
So
respond to it.
yeah, so we can track that through our system. Okay, they open it up, they read it. Now you can call them back. Say, hey, listen, I noticed you read the information. You were able to open it up. Did you have any questions about what I sent over to you? This is a way for you to kind of just to keep tabs on it.
Yeah, and the website will be in there. So sending them out information or going over it. And then ultimately too, I mean, there's so many different strategies here, but it could be a simple look. Sounds like you're interested. Don't take my word for it. I know it sounds too good to be true or whatever. Just do me a favor. Just get on this 10-minute Zoom call. I'm not selling you anything, essentially, right? And, say that obviously in a nicer way. And you'll have all the information you need at the end. You'll be able to make an informed decision. If you get them on the Zoom call, they're not going to leave without doing it. They just won't.
I just put the website, and guys, if you don't have the website, click on it. I just put it inside the chat, just FYI, for those of you all that does not have the website. That is what's the site, okay? All right. I know we've got some new people on this call. Who do we have new on this call? That did
Chris, Lola, who else? There's one other.
My friend,
Lola
is my friend.
Okay, Lola, Kiki, and Chris. They're the ones that Malik had asked us to welcome to the compliance team. Yeah.
So we're gonna need to send out their onboarding packages, G. And
yes. So what I'm gonna do? Well, let me wait till the end of the call. Make sure, Mo, you're done, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do with the onboarding with that.
Okay. All right. And then Marcia is visiting our call today. Her and her husband is visiting. So, welcome to the call, Marcia. And
Rose.
It says your contact.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mo. What was that, Melinda? I'm sorry.
It says your content can't be viewed here. The links you put up.
Really?
Which one? The G2 one? I was able to get on it. Yeah, the G2 IRS 125 or a different one?
Yeah, the one I just put in the chat. Can anybody else get on it?
It loads for me.
yeah, it works for me too.
Works for me.
I got on.
Oh, it let me on now. No, that's Zoom.
All right.
Hmm.
All right.
I'll put it in Discord for you.
Okay, so
perfect. Thank you.
So the new people, the 3 new hires, we'll make sure we get the packets out to them. And anybody else on here that's new? Dave Rose.
Well, hey Yolanda, good seeing you. Dave Rose, you're a champion. Just wanted to say that.
Abdul Razak's been on a couple meetings, but hasn't committed yet.
Okay, wings up.
Larissa?
Yeah.
Larcia.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
That's okay. It's just a name.
Did you have another question, Anthony? You're on mute, buddy.
What I just wanted to ask is, I thought that, and maybe I'm wrong, but Discord is going to be the place under presentations that we go and get our information. Is that right, about some of these previous presentations?
Yes. I was just giving you a number of places. Discord is definitely your first go-to. You can go to presentation, but once again, if you want, there's a plethora of different videos. on the G2, and a lot of it's because of our ambassadors. We have, we also do commercial lending and things like that, but we've got a lot of different videos centered around the workplace wellness as well. Just in case you didn't, you wanted to circle that.
Okay. No, I was talking about things which will relate to us and doing our job as compliance agents.
It'll
They'll
be
always
inside
be there.
Discord.
Okay, cool.
It'll
Thank
be in
you.
Discord.
Thank you.
Yolanda said she will speak with me tomorrow to answer some questions. All right. And hello, Malik. I will commit to this week. My schedule should be freed up. All right. Good job. Good job. Okay. And then Dave Rose. Dave Rose, if you're going to come on as a compliance agent with us, which I want you to, I know you're an ambassador already with us, but make sure you get with Malik so you can get your packet signed up and filled out, Dave.
Okay, I'll talk with him.
Okay.
Dave,
Thanks,
you're a
bro.
beast.
Hey, man, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you guys, man, for what you guys are doing for everybody and the progress you're making. And congratulations, guys. Can't wait to see you make it to the end of what you're doing here. This is going to be good for everybody.
Hey, Mo.
Thanks, Dave.
Hey, Mo, real quick, Abdul Razak is out of New York City. He's a shark in New York. So he's coming on the team, and it's going to be exciting stuff up there in New York City, the place where Damien left, the place where Xenia left, and about 5 other people on this call.
Hey, well, we're glad, man. Welcome to the family, Abdul. Well, welcome to the family. All right, and then also,
What's up, Mark? Mark Winchester just popped in.
Yeah. What's up? Where's Mark? Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Lars.
And hey, Mo, one other thing I want to mention about this team, this is a truly international team. So when you say global,
Oh, I love it.
global
We
network,
really mean it.
we have Anthony Richards. He's in the UK. We have Earl Redu. He's in Tanzania, and we have Rahana Khan, who is in Vancouver, Canada. This is a truly international team.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Malik called me and goes, I have someone in the UK. Will the phone system work? I said, well, they're based out of Ireland, so I think we're good.
And also, let's see if she comes on board with us, Malik. She has a HR from C-level background. She is actually over HR and benefits. So she has a lot of experience in that area, and also talking with C-level individuals over the phone, and as well as her husband is an ex-NFL player. He's on a call right now as well. He's part of the NFL association. So they got on the call today to kind of see what we're up to, and hopefully, I don't know, Larcia, what you guys thought? What did you feel?
The information is absolutely mind-blowing to see the opportunities that are out there. So we are certainly excited, and we see endless possibilities.
Excellent. Good. Well, we're glad to have you up, guys, and glad you joined the call today. And once again, this was like a really high-level overview again, because we are going to go in depth with more information on these things in a more structured manner. So, but I definitely want you guys to get the overview on the different terms that's being used. We're going to go into sales training. We're going to go into more CRM system training. So I would say, Malik, that everybody should be ready to start talking with their opportunities probably in another week or so.
Okay.
I think that, I don't know, G, what do you think? You think that's a good time?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, that's fine.
The system, with the system being up and
yeah, system's good. Maybe next week I'll start distributing some of the opportunities, and I think we're gonna play with the number a little bit. I'm gonna follow Malik, whatever you feel like the number is, but it's gonna be kind of based on if we're calling through them rather quickly, hey, I need more. But I'll go. I'm always going to go where you're leading, Malik, on that. So we'll come up with a number and we'll put a bunch of opportunities in there, and we can start dialing.
And also, I'll be reaching out to each and every one of you before our Monday call, a level up Monday call. That'll be just with a 5 minute, 10 minute touch base, one to one, from here until Sunday. So just kind of stand by for a quick call with me.
And once again, man, good job on your Monday call, Malik, man. That call was great, brother. Good job.
Let's go find the money. Let's go find the money.
Yep. We're gonna find the money. All right, y'all. Any other questions? Anybody? Any other questions? Any questions about your application or not applications? Everybody should have the contracts in, right? I think we're good.
Let me check. Well, this is
besides the new people. I'm not speaking on them. But
yeah. Audrey, she's not on the call right now, but she did message me on Discord and says that she has it. This is what about Rob and Jordan? I don't have.
I talked to Rob. Yeah, I talked to Rob. I talked to Jordan. I talked to Audrey. Audrey just called a second ago. She's leaving a networking event. Well, she's talking about G2 Global there at a
nice
Chamber of Commerce meeting over in St. Pete. She's going to circle back with G. She already sent you an email to wrap this up. Rob has all the instructions, and Jordan's on top of it too. So everything is in their hands. Next steps, Rob, Jordan, please reach out to G so we can get this wrapped up.
Yeah, hit me up on Discord.
They both finished their application, their contracts. I'm sorry. So we got confirmation on both.
We got W-9s and IDs on them.
That I don't think so.
Yeah, I turned my W-9 and ID in. I got it in the email and
thanks,
I got
Jordan.
on the phone app. I just got to get into the CRM.
Okay, I'll mark you there. Yeah, just hit me up, Jordan, on Discord. I can help you.
Okay.
I spent 2 hours and 40 minutes on last week's or on Monday's call, helping people get, I did all kinds of stuff. Malik was there. So I have no problem doing that, doing one-on-one screen share into your computer or whatever we got to do to get you set up. Which brings me to my next point. So for anyone, Lola, Kiki, Chris, I'm gonna put the Discord link in the chat. Stand by. If you're not familiar with Discord, you're gonna click this link. Excuse me. And it will ask you to create a username and a password. You can do this on your phone to start or computer, doesn't matter which. You'll put a username and password. It'll download an app on your iPhone or Android or Mac or Windows, whatever you're using. And that will get you into the Discord server. The only thing I would ask is when you pick your username, at least put your first name in there. You don't have to put your first and last if you don't want to. Some people, but at least put your first name in there so I can recognize who it is. And then in there, I will DM you. It's kind of like a chat room. I'll DM you directly in there, each of you, and then we'll set up a time to do like a one-on-one for onboarding. I originally sent out an email, but we had 15 people, so it was kind of a little bit difficult. But then, as I got everyone onboarded, I realized that there's a lot of little things, so it's probably just easier for me to help you directly. But we'll do that to get you onboarded. And then also, if anyone needs any help after this call, I will stay here until we get set up. I got multiple people email set up on their Macs. I'll do Windows. So, you're not just going into the browser. I got people's phone extensions set up, CRM's logged into. Audrey, I literally had to remote view into her computer and control her mouse to get it working. But, she was having some computer technical difficulties with something. So whatever it takes. So I'll be here. I'm going to stick around. If you don't need help, then if Mo's done, you can jump off.
Yep, I'm done. Tomorrow's training, guys, is going to be for our ambassadors, our general Thursday night training, which is a Thursday sales training. Yeah, it's not required for you all as global compliance, but I would suggest that you guys hop on that training as well. So tomorrow our training is about time management and pipeline discipline. Okay, time
Was it
management.
8 p.m. Mo on those ones?
That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. So our Thursday trainings and our Friday trainings, when we have our Fridays training right now, our Fridays trainings has been allocated to our commercial lending class. So we've had a 6-month course on commercial lending certification. And as a matter of fact, on this Friday it's not the last one, but it's the one next to the last. So we're wrapping up this 6-month course. So all of you all that's been in that class, we're getting out to the end on the July the 16th. We'll be doing a certification exam. So those of you all that's going to be taking that exam to be certified, that's going to be happening on the 16th. But on tomorrow, we're going to discuss time management and pipeline discipline. These are all sales trainings on Thursdays and just level up type trainings that'll help us to balance out our sales a lot better. Okay, so that's not mandatory for you, but I think that you can benefit from it. It's always going to be the same Zoom link. It's always the same. And I believe G gave us a link that's going to be, what is it called? G2 Global Network or Zoom or something like that, G?
How dare you not remember the links that I create?
But it's always the same link, you all. You always come back on the same link and get back in the room, okay? So
it's g2globalnetwork.com/Zoom.
Yeah.
So you don't have to remember anything. Who was I saw Lola, I got you upgraded on Discord. Someone else joined too. I'm gonna butcher this name. Shakithia. Who was that? So I can upgrade you.
This Kiki is the same person.
Got it. All right, thank you. I'm on
You're
it.
welcome. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, everybody that's not in the Discord, click on the link. Marcia, click on the link for me. You guys join Discord. Everybody join the Discord. And if you have not followed our page on Facebook, for those of you all that's on Facebook, type in G2 Global Network and follow our page for us, okay?
All right, Mo. So when we level up, we're gonna go to Burns Steakhouse and have a party.
Man, there you go. There you go. Listen, we are definitely doing that. You should see, we used to do that all the time, didn't we, G?
What's that?
To the steakhouse,
Burns
take the whole
Steakhouse.
team out. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Those are some pretty big bills at the end of that dinner. But
I can. That's when I was drinking wine, and I was kind of a wine snob, so the bills were really high. But I don't drink anymore, so hopefully there'll be a little.
Whenever we do a team dinner, those out of town will be sending you gift cards to go to your favorite local spot. Don't worry.
Nice.
There you go.
Malik, I'll take McDonald's.
Really touched. Thank you, Malik.
No problem.
Okay, team. We will talk to you later, and we will see you on the next training. Please make sure that you guys are plugged into all of our outlets so you can always get this information. Dave Rose, do me a favor. I need to talk with you before we go. All right. And
G, do you need anybody to stay behind on this one?
If they're having technical difficulties, they want me to set up the email on their computer so they don't have to log into the browser. If they can't figure something out, stick around. We'll screen share and get you set up. I got multiple people set up last call, and make your life easier and just have me do it for you. If not, you can leave.
Okay, bye everyone.
All right, I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Wings
Good
up,
night.
wings up,
Wings up.
wings up.
Hey, just want to let you know I just got into the CRM too, so I should be all good.
Did you get in